quickly right now just to close your eyes. Just to quickly close your eyes. And I'm going to have you think of a memory. Now this memory is the most painful, hurtful, maybe even abusive memory in your life. And it will quickly pop up into your mind. Just think about that for a moment. This hurtful, painful experience in your life. Mine happened when I was 4 years old, but it might have happened to you 4, 6, 12, 20 years old. There's a big memory there. Okay, now put that aside. Now let's go on with my notes. Okay, belief. We're talking about belief. Everyone believes in something. Now I think everyone will logically agree with me. Even if I'm talking to somebody, even if someone says, oh, I don't believe in anything, you still believe in something, because believing in nothing still means you believe in something. Okay, so a lot of people will say, I believe in nothing. So how's that nothing going for you? But we'll get into that more. Some people are feeling real aggressive about what they believe, and they'll come against us as Christians. They'll come against us. And one thing that I like to share people like that really want to argue about, or they'll say, I even heard this, oh, you Christians are proselytizing the world with your gospel in Jesus. I didn't even know what proselytization meant, so I had to look it up. I don't even think they know what it means. But this is what I tell those type of people. Okay, you're having a problem with me sharing the greatest news in the world with people. So let me ask you this. I'll tell you this. If what you believe is better than what I believe, I will consider it and change and follow what you believe. So it's no longer a debate about who's right or wrong. It's no longer a debate about an absolute truth. It's a debate about what you're believing really working in your life. Is it really affecting your life, bringing you joy, peace, happiness, purpose, meaning? Because what I believe, I personally believe, is the best on the face of the earth. Because it has changed my life. Because what I believe is not a thing. It's not a thing. It's a person. And he's alive and well today. Praise God. I believe in the creator, designer. I believe in intelligence himself. And he has shown me. He has shown me himself. He has shown me his love for me. In fact, he has given me a divine definition of love. A lot of people say that they love everybody and they're on this big I love you kick. And I tell my daughter, ask them what their definition of love is. Oh, yeah, I love you, but I don't know what it means. Really? I didn't know what it means. I told a bunch of people I loved them, but I really didn't know what that meant. It was just a feeling. Those feelings come and go. But the person that I believe in gave me a love letter. I have it in written form. It's a love letter. The book. His word. And in this book, you can discover his purpose, his divine, his special purpose for you. And the amazing thing about what I believe is that this book is the #1 seller in all human history. This book is in more languages, on more continents. More people on the face of the earth have been affected by this book. It's #1. Let me tell a little story. There's this guy, okay? He buys this luxury Mercedes Benz. It costs about 200,000 US. That's 6 million baht. Okay, so he buys this car, 6 million baht. Now what's funny about this guy is he's never owned a car before. In fact, he's never been in a car or driven one. So he puts all this money into his car, he buys it, and he figures out how to open the door, and he gets into the car. That was easy. He got into the car. And he just happened to get into the driver's side, so he's in the car. Like many people, we get into life. We get into relationships. We get into marriage. We get into having a family. But most of us don't have a clue. So he's in this car. He's messing around and he sees this cool key and he figures out how to put it in the keyhole. And he turns it on. He starts the car. He's like, wow, that's cool. And then he's got two pedals down there and he pushes one pedal and the engine revs real loud. That's a gas pedal. And he pushes on the other pedal and it don't do nothing. And then he's steering the steering wheel and it doesn't do nothing. And then he finds the shifter. And he pulls it. And it starts to go forward slowly. And then it's like, wow. Oh, so now he sees what the steering wheel's for. He figured that out. So he hits the gas. Whoa, right? He's taking off. Then he crashes because he didn't figure out the other pedal was the brake. What I'm getting at is what you believe and know is how you will drive through life. And you see all around us, there's people driving crazy through life. Many of them are crashed. I've crashed several times. So it's very important what you believe. Okay. I'll stick with my notes so I don't go too far. So again, many people will talk down about Christ, the gospel, but their own life is probably out of control. Their own life, they have crashed their own car. Their own life, they don't even know how to hit the brake and stop. And so many of those people, and we just talked to several of them over here that didn't want us to be in their group. That's another story. Many of these people will put down our Christianity, but they never stop and ask, does sex and drugs and alcoholism and rock and roll, does that stuff really help me in my life? In fact, it covers it up. And it doesn't even do a good job covering those hurts and pains up. It doesn't really do a good job. But for some reason, sin, we are afraid to turn to something that might help us. So that's what I want to get out number 2. Does what you believe give you life to the full? Does it help you drive the car of life? Does what you believe help you in death? Does it prepare you to die? That's one thing we all have in common. We're going to die. Okay, so that's my challenge. My challenge is God has to reveal himself to you. You have to ask him to reveal himself to you. You have to ask Phra, YESU, Jesus Christ, Yeshua HaMashiach, Isa HaMasih. You have to ask Isa into your life. And really to do this, you got to be hungry. You got to be thirsty, more so than for McDonald's. You got to be hungry. You got to be like the blind beggar. Jesus is walking by. He's walking by thousands of people. And there's this one blind beggar. And he's all, Jesus, son of David. Everyone's telling him, be quiet. Be quiet, you blind beggar guy. No, Jesus, son of David. And Jesus talked to this guy. He said, what do you want? He said, I want to be healed. Sometimes we put it this way. It's not till we're at the bottom of the barrel. Right, Andre? Not till we're at the bottom of the barrel. Do we go, God, I need your help. This sucks. I'm sick of crashing my car. Okay, the person. So I'm going to end with this. I got healed this week. I got healed this week. My painful memory that I had was I was 4 years old. I'm 49 young right now. So that happened 45 years ago. This painful memory had been tormenting me for 45 years. And what it was my dad had problems of his own. He's dealing with a hurtful memory. He doesn't know how to deal with it, so he's turned to alcoholism like many people do in our culture. So he's a working alcoholic. And he came home one night. I'm 4 years old. I clearly remember this. He came one night drunk. My wife's complaining to him. My mom. My mom's complaining to him. And he went into an angry rage. He went crazy. And he went and got a gun and put it to my mom's head. And he looked me right in the eyes. I don't know why he looked me right in the eyes. He said, "Your mom's going to die right now." And so I'm 4 years old. "Dad, don't do this." I'm crying, screaming my head off. I didn't know that that painful memory affected my life for 45 years. Satan came in and put in my mind that I was a victim and that this is a crazy world. He put in my mind that I can't trust people, especially those people that are in charge. He put in my mind, you don't like living on earth. It's better to die. I never tried to commit suicide, but some people struggle with that. He put in my mind, you're not on your own. You are on your own, because nobody's going to take care of you. That's why I'm a strong personality, because I don't trust anybody. But again, do what you believe in. What you believe in, can it come into your life and bring healing and restoration and put you on life to the full, as Jesus says in John 14. I've come to give you life to the full, abundant. I've come to set you free. Satan comes to kill, steal, and destroy. So that's my challenge to you today. Will you ask him to come in and reveal himself to you? Because if you're not believing in Jesus, I'm telling you, you're probably not believing in the best thing on earth. And plus, Jesus, this book, this is the only book on the face of the earth that gives you a promise of heaven. A promise of heaven. I have Muslim friends that I greatly love. I have Buddhist friends that I greatly love. They're my family, but they do not have a promise of heaven. In fact, many of them are fearful about dying and going to hell. We got a guarantee to stay out of hell in this love letter if we will only ask and receive.